You actually talked about that in next episode.
Let me start that just section.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that. So Yay, you're here. Welcome to How to Be a Grown-Up with CK and GK. Let's get started. Hey, grown-ups. Caitlin here, flying solo today because I'm taking a much-needed summer breather because, y'all, my brain is officially in pool noodle mode. There's a few things going on in my life right now that I'd be happy to share once we're back. But in the meantime, I am re-releasing one of my favorite episodes with Jenny. This is all about travel jealousy, aka the things that she's jealous of that I travel with as my non-negotiable items. So I feel like this is a great time to re-release. It's peak travel season. And if you're anything like me, you're probably trying to figure out how you're going to fit another pair of shoes into your tiny carry-on suitcase, like some sort of real life Tetris game. Or you are scrolling Instagram because you're super jelly of all these people taking these amazing vacations. So either way, this episode is going to be for you, I promise. Stay tuned for all the silly things that I love to bring with me, including my favorite airline pockets. There's a link to it on the website, so go check it out. Anyway, whether you're actually traveling or you're just daydreaming about it, this episode is your pep talk and your packing cheat sheet. We'll be back with fresh chaos as soon as possible. Until then, just pretend that every time you hear that Starbucks blender and you're about to head into work, it's actually a blender making you a nice pina colada, or maybe it's a shaker making you a mojito, whatever it is. And I hope you get the chance to visit a beach sometime soon. Love you. Mean it. Thanks for sticking with us. Let's get to the episode.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it is. Tuesday time.
Welcome to our show. This is CK and GK. We're the podcast for adults who need a grown-up.
Yeah, today we're talking about grown-up things that I have for travel that Jenny wants.
That I want. Because as you know, we took a fabulous vacation together. And basically I spent the entire trip just drooling over Caitlin's little travel things.
Don't worry. I drooled over something she had too, and we'll share that with you. No worries.
Okay. All right, but before we do that, I have to introduce my co-host, and Caitlin is the better jet setter.
Oh, I like that. Well, she's my elegant tiny bus driver. She drove us all over Napa for, it was a couple of days, and then finally I was like, listen, I know you don't like this. Let me do the driving.
And I was like, okay, sounds great.
And by tiny bus, what I mean is we had a Nissan Kick. Did you know that's a thing? I did not know that was a car. Yeah,
we didn't either.
Nope, we did not know. It is an actual car. It drove pretty well, but if you are the princess from The Princess and the Pea, you will feel every single rock, stone, pothole, every single thing underneath it. You will feel it.
And that's not even like the best rental car story that we have from this trip. The best rental car story we have is that as we're picking up this Nissan Kick, which again is what they modeled clown cars after, this couple walks up to the counter next to us and says, "This car is no perfecto for me."
That's really how they said it. I think they were like a Scandinavian couple, and he walks up and he's like, "This car is no perfecto for me." Like, what?
And he says to the agent, "I need seat heating and a sunroof." There's nothing wrong. No. There's nothing wrong with a car
that does both of those.
It fits their luggage.
Right.
It fits their bodies.
Right.
The issue is that it doesn't have seat heat or sunroof.
Right. Seat heating. And when the guy asked them, well, what kind of car do you drive at home? He was like, oh, Mercedes. He's like, well, I can find you a Mercedes, but it's going to cost you this much. He's like, oh, no, that's fine. He goes, okay, no. Well, the other problem is it doesn't connect to my phone. And the man behind the counter is like, so do you have the cord? And he was like, no, I don't have the cord.
Wires?
Like, what?
Who's using wires?
What? He's like, well, you have a Ford. I can give you two options. You can have like a Ford Explorer or a Jeep. Like, what are your choices if you don't want to get
because you're at Hertz Rental Car. This is not like concierge service, guys.
You want a Mercedes, you need to request it ahead of time and pay for that sort of tier of rental car. And they didn't want to do
that. The Nissan Kick ain't got seat heating or sunroof or Bluetooth connections to your phone.
And you know what? We were just fine. It had enough room for our luggage. It got us to and fro. It's fine. Yep. All good.
It did exactly. And it had good gas mileage because gas there starts with a 5.
Yeah. Ugh. It was a fun trip. But we can get more into the details of the trip later. But first, we have to talk about all the cool things apparently that I have gotten via BuzzFeed articles.
Okay, so here's the truth. During this trip, I had a running notepad full of things that Caitlin would break out of her backpack and be like, "Hey, I want that too. What is that? Where'd you get that?" So I had this whole list of things I just wanted to take from her.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat her up and steal her shoes.
I need to just like start a list on our website of like just stuff that we have that we like. And it's just going to be like a running like CMS entry list where we just do it. Because I can't keep doing it in all the blog posts. It's just not, I can't keep up. We got too many cool things. No. Okay. So tell us what the first one was.
Okay. So the first one is this airplane seat back pocket thing.
Yes.
That you slide over the tray.
Yes.
And it makes your own airplane seat back pocket.
Right. So when I get on the plane, the first thing I do is wipe down all of the, I know they do this on the plane. I know that the flight attendants will wipe down the surfaces and everything for you, but I can't help it. And I wipe down, I get out like my little sanitizer wipes. I wipe down the seat that I'm sitting in, the armrest, the tray table, the window thingy that you use to pull up and down, the handle on the shade, the seatbelt, and all the other things I can think of. And then I do the same for whoever's sitting by me. So then after that,
great.
Yeah. Then after that, I take my airplane seat back pocket and I put it over the tray table. So like it slides onto the tray table. And then when you close the tray table, you have like 4 extra pockets and they're like sized differently. So you can like put your phone in or whatever. Yeah. It's really nice.
When I was in elementary, we had to fold paper bags to make book covers for our school textbooks.
I can probably still do that, by the way. I loved it.
Right.
I love doing that.
Then they had those stretchy ones that you could buy at the grocery store that didn't protect your book, but they made it look cool.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that this airplane pocket, like that kind of fabric is made out. It's like it slides right over. And then, so she's just like putting stuff in pockets and like sorting out her whole life, just settling in. And meanwhile, I'm like trying to kick my carry-on bag under the seat because I know it's not going to fit in the overhead with everybody's rolling luggage. Just kind of sneering at her, like, why are you so cool?
It's so, why am I so addicted to BuzzFeed lists? I can't help it. But this thing is actually really helpful because I also like, it just helps me feel like I don't have to go digging through my bag the entire time because once I shove it under there, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to have to get it back out.
Right. Yeah. And for me, I shoved it under there, and I'm like, oh, I want my headphones.
Right.
Okay,
exactly.
Pull it out. Oh, I forgot that I'm old and I can't read without my readers. I got to take those out.
I get it.
Okay. So, also on the plane.
Yes.
We have a layover in Denver. And we are sitting there, and Caitlin pulls out her phone. And is scrolling and says, okay, well, my luggage made it here. And I'm like, excuse me, what? Oh, well, I just put an AirTag in my luggage. Like everyone has for the last 5 years. Get your life together. I have never seen this done.
It's so great.
I have heard rumors.
Yeah, it's great. And
she's just like, she doesn't have to worry. Like I'm looking, trying to see if they're throwing it onto the cart or whatever.
Which we shouldn't have to do because our plane was the same one.
It's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was dumb.
Yeah. No, the AirTag in the bag is a relatively new one for me. I've heard tons of people doing it, but it really does provide a little bit of peace of mind. Also, I learned certain airlines, not every airline, but certain airlines will tell you the progress of your bag. So when I flew from SFO to my spring break destination to meet my family, which we'll get into in a little bit because there's a gem from there that you have to hear. My airline was like, "Oh, hey, we checked your bag. Oh, hey, it's on the plane. Oh, hey, it made it to your destination." Like that was really nice. But the AirTag piece is like, "Hey, just so you know, it's 15 feet away. It's coming." Right. Yeah, that was really nice.
It was nuts.
Yeah, and great. Highly recommend if you haven't already. And it's like $25, I think, to get an AirTag. The peace of mind is totally worth it.
Okay, so then we get to the house where we're staying, and then Caitlin unzips this like modern version of the Caboodle for her makeup. It's like sleek and beautiful and has multiple layers for you to keep jewelry or makeup in. And, you know, I got this like bag that I got free when Lancome, like you bought 2 blushes and you got a free bag.
This is my clear, I use it for my pharmacy. But it was like, it does kind of look a little bit like a caboodle. It's like there's like a thicker zipper layer on the bottom and then a thinner one on top. And it's got some like little straps in there to hold, you know, some sort of stick item, whatever it might be for you, teeth whitener, a toothbrush, whatever. But I like it because it's clear, so I can see everything in it. That part was really nice to be able to have. It's a good product. I recommend. You know, all of these things will be linked. I'm going to build a page. Maybe it won't be this time around, but I'm going to build a page that has all these things on it so you can see it. But I do really like this particular item. I plan to use it a lot.
And so she says she uses this for her pharmacy, but like this is not the pharmacy.
No, it wasn't the pharmacy.
The pharmacy comes later when she pops open this pill box that is about the size of a deck of playing cards.
Yeah.
And mine is divided by day, right? Like you
have
seen these because your grandma had it.
No,
right?
I have that too. And, I play Mancala with it. It's like, drop all the little pills in. Yeah, no, I have that. Yeah, for sure.
But this is in addition to that. She opens it up. It's like a travel soap box.
Yeah.
And inside are all these little dividers for you to put over-the-counter medicines in.
Yeah, they have.
Or vitamins.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's not divided by day.
No.
Which is really cool for the other things that you might carry with you.
Right. Like, you know, there's like compartments for, there's bigger ones and smaller ones, and it looks like it has like a little guitar pick in there so that you don't jack up your nails as you're opening it up.
Oh, that's right. That's the other thing, is it has a fancy little tool to open it. Yeah,
that's the part I like the most because I jack up my nails and I've become a nail girly and I don't like it when my nails could get messed up by these things. So yeah, that part was really cool. But I like it because there's like little labels you can write on them. The one that I just saw, of course, after I purchased this one, has like a little booklet of stickers, and the stickers are like Tylenol, like they look like the box,
like the label.
Yeah, they look like and I was like, oh man, I missed out on that one, but that's okay. This is like. It's just fine. I know. I should post that one. That one's good. But I really like the one I have.
I'll buy that one.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be better than yours. I mean, I will get a lot of use out of it.
Right. Yeah. It's okay. You can have something that's better than mine.
So, right. You have this tool to open it so you don't break your nails. Right. Okay. Here are the other things that she has for her nails.
Yeah.
A cuticle oil self-contained brush.
I'm using it right now.
I haven't seen one of these in decades.
Yeah.
I used to have one in my purse in high school.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like a click brush. You turn it, oil comes out, you brush your cuticles. Yeah. And so she just hands it to me casually, like, well, we're on the train in Napa. Like, here, do you want some cuticle oil? I'm like, oh my God, dry. Throwback.
Yeah, my hands are so dry.
And yes, I do. And it's so much better than that stuff that is either in a roller where it goes everywhere or in a bottle where you're like trying to hold a bottle and do it.
Yeah.
This is just a little pen all in one.
Yeah. It kind of, nice and easy. It looks like those teeth whiteners that you just brush onto your teeth. That's sort of what it looks like. And I'm obsessed with it. It's a really good, Bliss Kiss is the brand, and you find it on your favorite A to Z. Basically, everything I'm telling you guys about here, or that Jenny's telling you about, I found all of this stuff on A to Z store. But this one I really like because you can get it in a pack of 2, and I have one that I keep at my desk, and then I have another one that I usually keep in the bathroom, but this time it came with us on the trip because it was. I mean, especially when you're on vacation, you wash your hands so much.
Right.
And I just didn't do a good job of like my nighttime routine where I like shellac my hands and lotion and then like nail strengthener and then cuticle oil. So I was like, listen, it was just the right
we
time.
regularly went to bed at a single digit time.
You did. I am a grandma.
But what I am saying is nobody did any nighttime routine.
No, the one
it was like head hits pillow.
Right.
That's my nighttime routine.
The one time I even like washed my face before bed, I still went to bed like close to midnight, or like maybe a little bit after. Also, can we talk about how we had daylight savings time kick into high gear while we were there, and that was a horrible. We had a reservation for breakfast.
So yes, we have this reservation for brunch, and we're looking to see if we want to add another person to it. And there's plenty of seatings at 11. And I was like, man,
why?
Sunday brunch, 11 a.m.? Why are there tables available? Right. This is like cool, but also, did we pick a bad restaurant?
No.
No, we just failed to remember that it's daylight savings time and nobody wanted to do 11 because that's really 10.
Yeah. In Napa, whenever it's still like
on recovering. Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Anyway, okay.
We were the only people in the restaurant.
Yeah.
For a good hour. Okay, so here is something that I do not have to steal.
No.
Because Caitlin provided me my own pair.
Yes.
Blender's brand sunglasses.
Okay. So we talked about this a while ago. I believe we talked about Coach Prime's glasses. If you have not seen these they look kind of like Ray-Bans, but they're gold across the front. And they're very shiny. And I had to have a pair. And when I bought them, I saw these pink cat eye rose gold glasses that were similar, and I was like, these are Jenny, like these have to be Jenny. So I got them for Jenny. So I got them for Jenny, and I handed them to her. They were part of her birthday gift. The other part of our gift for each other was we went on this trip and we paid for each other to like go and do fun things together, right? So that was fine. But I was like, no, she has to have like a little something. So I'm a big believer in like you get to open something for your birthday. I think it's a fun thing. So these sunnies are so cool. They're so cute, and they look so good on her. I love them. They're perfect for you.
I am loving them too. Yeah. So what you had to open for your birthday was just the door. Because Caitlin turned 40, but I celebrated like she was turning 4 and had a yard card.
It was so great. My husband goes, there's something weird in the yard. And I was like, what? And he goes, just go look at it. And I was like, I don't believe you. Like, I know it's not something weird. I know that like there's something out there. And I was fully expecting to see like the balloon. Like the balloon.
Oh, yes.
They in Texas, or maybe not all over Texas, but in Austin, you can pay for someone to come and put decorative balloons in the shape of a number outside your house.
And they're like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, they're huge. So I was fully expecting to see like a big 40 balloon statue thing out there. But no, it was Austin Yard Cards. Shout out to Austin Yard Cards for making this happen, and to Jenny for doing it. But it was like, it just said happy 40th birthday, Caitlin. I love it. I'll put that picture on the blog because it's super cute.
It was funny.
It made me laugh.
And
I loved it.
I am cackling as I'm ordering it. Like, I want to send her a yard card like she's turning 7.
You know what was so great about it? And I told you this. This is how you know that Jenny knows me. I want everyone to know that it's my birthday. But I don't want to tell anyone that it's my birthday because then I'm asking for attention. But now everyone in so my neighbor is like, it was so great. And I was like feeling all special, and it was hilarious to me. I loved it. So, okay, I have to tell you about the thing that I wanted that Jenny had while we were there.
The thing.
The thing.
Okay, the thing. I had a running list going of items I wanted to take. I had one that she wanted. But here's what it is.
I remember the other thing that we forgot on this list. And I'll come back to it in a second. But the thing I wanted, so Jenny dressed herself appropriately for every single event that we had, including on day one when we traveled, and the first destination that we arrived at, aside from like, you know, the Hertz rental car place, was a champagne tasting. I am dressed appropriately for travel, as in tennis shoes, leggings, sweatshirt, hair up, and dirty. Okay. And I did not change for the champagne tasting.
We didn't need
to. But Jenny
we didn't need to.
Shows up at this beautiful chateau place ready for a champagne tasting, and she's wearing like a dress. Now, everyone who wears dresses understands that part of why you wear dresses is because they're comfortable. And it's one
the only
piece,
reason I was
right?
wearing a dress.
It's just, it makes you look
easy to wear
right,
on the plane.
Exactly. It makes you look put together. That said, it's still a dress, and you look better than someone who's wearing leggings and a sweatshirt and some big old clunky tennies. So whatever. But she also had a wrap that she wore for when it got chilly, because it's Napa and it gets chilly in Napa. Let's be real clear. It was not warm for most of the time we were there. It was beautiful, but not warm.
Oh, but right.
And I have like, you know, my Carhartt like windbreaker. It's like a pullover windbreaker, and I have like nice makeup and nice hair and like nice clothes on underneath with my Carhartt windbreaker. Not the best look, but Jenny had this wrap shawl thing that I am obsessed with, and I made her give me the link, and instead it showed up at my house right after I got back, which was amazing. But I love
it was $11.
I love this thing. You have to explain it because it's so great.
So, a few weeks before the trip, I got caught at a junior league meeting shopping for the trip. And it was in the break between making decisions. I wasn't like not paying attention, but someone looked over and saw I was scrolling through and shopping and said, what are you looking for? And I explained, I'm going to Napa and I'm just looking for something that I could put on in the evenings when the temperature drops. And she goes, you need a fabulous cashmere wrap. And I was like, you need a fabulous reality check. Because I am not the person who is buying a fabulous cashmere
just
wrap.
like a big old pashmina. Like nothing wrong with having a pashmina, but like I'm a girl on a budget here.
Right, that's it. Like I'm going on a teacher budget,
right?
To
Napa. Like I have to save the cash where I can.
Right. Yes. Nissan Kick.
Hey, that thing. I got no complaints. I wouldn't buy it, but for rental,
just no.
Fine.
It was the perfect rental.
Perfect.
For what we were doing. Yep. But, I go to China and www.buyclothesfromchina.com.
There it is.
And I find this wrap that's like super soft. It's not cashmere soft, but it is soft.
Yeah.
And it has a little bit of an unfinished edge, so that it has a little bit of fringe on it. It's got this cool buckle where if you want to wrap it and have it stay secure, you can buckle it, or you can just throw it over your shoulders open. Mm-hmm. And it was $11.
And it's beautiful. Like you can't tell that it's $11.
Less than the tax.
Right.
On a fabulous cashmere wrap.
You can't tell that it's $11. It's beautiful. And hers is like a really nice like brown color. And I made her get me a gray one, and I love it. Love it.
Well, when Abby packed for me for this trip, she chose things all in kind of browns and beiges.
A neutral girl. I like it.
Yes.
I'm into it.
She did all my packing.
Okay.
Well,
hold on.
Speaking of packing,
the one other thing I have to tell you about that you loved that. You forgot. So I have these. It's like those little pump bottles, but it comes in like a little tube of 4. So instead of those TSA approved bottles that are all single, it's a single bottle that like you have to fill it up and it takes up all these spaces because you have, 6 of them.
I did love this thing.
Yeah, it is one like cylindrical thing that has a pump on the top.
Stop.
Yes.
Close your eyes.
Yes.
If you're not driving.
Oh, not me.
Imagine the pen that you really loved in 4th grade where you could click through different colors.
Yes.
And it had red, blue, green, black.
And everyone always tried to push all the colors down at the same time.
And you tried to push all the colors at one time? Yeah. Yes.
It's kind of like that.
It's that.
Yeah. You rotate the top, and then when you push down on the pump, one of the 4 like products inside will come out, because you can label them and you can see how much is in there, and it's really nice. So I was able to fit 8 different products into these 2 like cylinders of things, and they each hold less than it's like they each hold 2 ounces or something like that, which for like lotion, that's a lot of 2 ounces of lotion is a lot. It'll get you through a 10-day trip, which is what I ended up doing. So it was good. That was a good product. You liked that one. I had to make sure I shared that one.
That's okay. So, things I wanted to steal from you: the multi-pump, travel liquid container.
Yes.
The seat back pocket.
Yes.
The sunglasses, which I didn't have to steal because you bought me my own pair.
Right.
Thanks, BT Dubs.
Yep.
The cuticle oil.
Mm-hmm.
AirTags for my luggage, which again, welcome to the 20th century, Jen. Get your life together. And 2 boxes. One for like makeup and jewelry, and the other one for miscellaneous OTC meds.
Yes.
And the one thing that you liked, I had for $11, and you also now own.
Yes. And I've worn it around the house several times because I just like it.
It's like a cape.
Yep. Super mom.
All right, let's take a break.
Yep.
Okay, we're back.
Do you feel like a grown-up yet?
And
those are all those travel things that made me feel like a grown-up.
I would feel more like a grown-up if I owned them.
Oh, we can make that happen.
I
got you.
Yeah. So I've been obsessed with those, but here's what I'm obsessed with right now.
Okay, tell me.
On the last episode, I told you I was obsessed with the eclipse.
Yes.
And I'm like still there.
Well, it hasn't happened yet,
I've
so
kind
of course.
Pivoted.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet. I did a bunch of research on how ancient cultures have viewed or explained the eclipse.
Yes.
Okay, so there's like 20 or 30 different myths about the sun being eaten, which totally makes sense because as the moon moves across it, of course, it looks like a bite.
Yeah.
But there are some myths out there that are pretty great.
Okay.
One is in the Navajo culture, people do not watch the eclipse at all.
Interesting.
It is representative of the sun dying, and the sun is a father figure in their culture. So they go inside and respectfully close their blinds and stay inside until the eclipse is over.
Wow.
So when there was an annular eclipse last fall, Monument Valley and Four Corners parks were closed because they're on Navajo tribal land.
Wow. That's
Isn't
very
that
interesting.
cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And then, surprisingly, there's not a lot of records from the Egyptians about eclipses, even though we know that the sun god Ra was really important in their culture.
Yeah. I'm shocked by that.
So right? You would think that there would just be like volumes and volumes and volumes.
Yeah.
But there's only a few stories. And Egyptologists will tell you that like maybe those stories weren't even about an eclipse.
Weird.
Yeah. And then another one that I really like is a culture from Bolivia thought that when there's an eclipse, the sun cannot warm the earth. So they would light a lot of fires around the pasture to help keep the earth warm during the few minutes when the sun is covered.
Oh my goodness. What?
Which, if the fire is contained, it's a great way to renew the soil. So if this whole thing about eclipse is like new life and renewal and like covering the sun and resetting the universe, how cool is it to think like, oh, they inadvertently were actually clearing the land and bringing to life new things that need fire in order to grow.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm always fascinated by how people all over the world kind of view or explain these
like natural phenomena.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me.
So I will give you one more eclipse fact.
Yes.
In 1919, there was a total eclipse of the sun, and Albert Einstein used it to prove his theory of relativity.
Interesting.
In 1916, he talked about how space and time could be bent by gravity, but he really didn't have any proof outside of his thought experiments. But in 1919, because the sun was covered up, they could actually look at the sun and look at stars and see how the light changed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So on April the 8th, a lot of America is going to be under an eclipse, and there will be scientists out there using every second of totality to conduct scientific experiments that can only happen when the sun is covered.
Wild.
Crazy.
I'm hoping to find out something cool, but in the meantime, I'm just going to be chilling outside and watching it as much as I can. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of awesome things, when you and I were in Napa, we stayed with your friend. Your friend has his own cave.
Right?
I want my own cave. This is a cave that it will hold wine. Like it is a wine cave.
It is a wine storage
cave. Because he has a vineyard. Right. But it is a hole in the mountain. And there's going to be a space for like intimate get-togethers. And in the meantime, I walked through a cave on someone's
someone who owns a cave.
And I want my own cave. And I'm obsessed with the idea of having one. I don't think it's not really on my bingo card for any time in the future, but it's really cool. And we walked into a mountain, and then there was like space to hold like wine barrels everywhere. And then we walked around in like a horseshoe sort of style thing, found a place to have a nice get together inside a mountain with rock and stuff all around it. And then walked out of the other side of the mountain,
right?
Because we were in a cave in the side of not a mountain, a hill, but still pretty wild. That was amazing.
Yes, it was crazy.
Yeah,
like that's a mark from the dynamite when they
blew up. Oh yeah, when they blew this up to make this cave, there's like a big hole there. That's where they put the dynamite. Like what? Amazing.
Yeah. This is not like a naturally occurring cave. That just
it was a blasted. It was a blasted cave, but still. Very cool. Well done.
Okay, so you know what you find in caves?
Rocks.
Gems.
Oh.
Rocks.
Are we going to tell everybody how you walked up to a rock when we were on our hike out there and we were like, I have to smell this rock?
I did have to smell a rock. I love the smell.
It had moss on it. She likes the smell of moss.
I love the smell of moss. And when you are in an environment like the Pacific Northwest, moss grows on everything. And so Northern California, it's misty, it's cold, moss is growing on the rocks. And so I veer off the trail and I'm like, hey, hang on, I gotta smell this rock.
She literally says to me, hold on, I have to smell this rock. And I, not knowing how much she loved the smell of moss, was like, I'm sorry, what? And I look over and her face is
this
like,
this is a morning hike
in a rock.
You have not had wine yet. Like, what are you talking about?
She's literally like huffing this rock, and I was like, I do not know what's happening right now. But then she turns and goes, oh my gosh, I love the smell of moss. And I was like, okay, that I understand. Like, okay, people love the smell of like natural things, right? Like freshly cut grass or like things like that made total sense to me. But you're turning and saying, hang on, I have to smell this rock, and then like her whole face is in it. I was like, I really just stopped and was like, what? She explained, but it took me a second. Okay, so tell me your gem.
Okay, so here's my gem. Okay. It came from my 5-year-old a few nights ago. He looks at me and says, what does ha mean? I'm like, ha ha, like something's funny? Like that's a way to write out a laugh? And he says, no, like in aloha. I know the hello part, but I don't know the ha.
Oh, he's so sweet.
I didn't correct him.
No, never correct him.
No.
Oh, it's so cute.
Aloha.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Nope, nobody ever corrected it. It's like at our house, yogurt covered raisins are yogurt beans. And I'm telling you now, if someone ever fixes it, I will be so upset. Mom, can I have more beans? Excuse me? Yogurt beans. Oh yeah, okay, no problem.
Yes. Well, let me tell you, you do have to fix it at some point because my sister was in her 20s when she found out that you don't have to be Mormon to live in the state of Utah. Because this is something that we let her believe our whole childhood.
That's amazing. Okay, no, I'll correct it at some point.
At some point before you release your child into the world, let them know that you do not have to be Mormon to live in Utah. Yogurt-covered raisins are not beans. And the word is aloha, not hello-ha.
So cute. Okay. Well, now's the time where I embarrass myself. Are you ready? Because you're going to love this. I saved this story just for you.
Love a good save the mic story.
Okay. So after Jenny and I went to Napa, I met my family in Cabo San Lucas for our spring break. We managed to get a deal on everything to get down there. It was just a no-brainer for us. So we head down there, and a few days in, you know, I've got like as much of a base tan as I can possibly get. And now I want you to understand, if you don't know if you don't know what I look like, imagine
she's magically delicious.
Right, imagine paper. And
imagine paper.
And then give it like a slight like pinkish hue and some red hair and freckles. And that's what I look like. I am so pale, okay, with like a pink undertone. So I am like slathered in mineral sunscreen to like try and not burn, because that's just how I am. But I did okay. I only got like one burn on my head, and we'll talk about that another time. But I am enjoying my time on the beach, and I'm enjoying my time at the pool. What we would do is we would get some breakfast, go down to the beach for a few hours, hang out, and then head to the pool where we would get all the sand off of ourselves, right, and then go back into our space so that we wouldn't get sand all over the place. Well, on the way out of the beach, there is a little ice cream place. And of course, obviously, if you have a 7-year-old and you're leaving the beach, you have to stop and get ice cream.
Yeah.
And we've got our ice cream, and mine's in a cup because I'm clumsy. And here's evidence of how clumsy I am. I'm wearing like those pillow, puffy, not flip-flops, but like
the cloud slides.
Cloud slides. Yes, thank you. And Cabo has very slick sidewalks. And also, the like poles are kind of in the middle of the sidewalk. So you have to walk around them. And sometimes you are going to have to step off onto the curb. And the curbs are all sloped. They're not like a hard curb. It's like a slide down kind of curb. Well, I'm walking with my ice cream and my slide. I'm walking around a pole of my slide. I slip on the curb.
Oh, no.
And I go down. But I go down slow-mo. And I'm trying to save the ice cream. And I just completely eat it. And the next thing I know, my ice cream is upside down in the street, and my legs are up in the air like a V. And I hear out loud from across the street some vendors going, "Whoa!" Saw me eat it at like 2 in the afternoon.
You were the best part of their day.
So then the rest of the trip, I couldn't wear the same cover up because I knew they would know who I was.
They would recognize you.
So I was like, oh my God, I've never been more embarrassed. And I like scrape off the top bit of my ice cream, whack it onto the ground, pick myself up, and just mortifyingly walk and eat the rest of my ice cream. The rest of the trip, Sam is like, Mom, be careful. This is a curb.
This is a curb.
Mom, be careful. Bryce is like, yeah, you okay there? He knew I embarrassed myself enough that he didn't need to like ride that train and like make me more embarrassed. But when enough time has passed, I can guarantee you I will never live this down. It was slow-mo. I watched the ice cream roll into the street. I watched my leg. I looked like a turtle, like on their back, like
That happened to me once when I was pregnant. I fell behind the couch and I got stuck on my back. And I'm yelling, I'm turtling, I can't get off my shell. And of course, Abby and John are laughing at me.
really was like a turtle, and I had like all the beach bag stuff. I kept my spoon. My spoon didn't go to the street. I held on to that sucker, but the ice cream totally was face down into the street. I just scraped the dirt off of it.
And the next time that Bryce gives you ice cream, he's gonna just scrape the top off and serve it to you flat.
It was.
I know you're not really into the scoop part.
Right. So it was so embarrassing. The worst part truly was the like vendedoress across the street going, "Whoa!" Like clearly, like
that chick just ate it.
And the funniest part, like, it's Cabo San Lucas at spring break. Everyone is falling down. Everyone, like, but I'm the only one who's in a family.
But their ages all start with a 2. Yeah.
Or a 1. Like,
or 1.
Days away from my 40th birthday, happily eating my ice cream, and I slow-mo fall and roll around on the curb like a turtle. It was the most embarrassing thing I've done in a really long time. But, oh, man.
You need a t-shirt from Cabo that just has a turtle as, like, the mascot on it.
I'll ask Kit to pick it out.
Yeah.
It was so embarrassing, but it was so funny. Like, I can laugh at it this hard now, but at the time I was just like, no, I'm fine. Like, like, my ankle, I didn't roll it. My slide literally slipped down the curb and down like a windmill.
Only thing that hurts my pride.
Right. Oh man, I was mortified.
And the top of my ice cream.
And the top of my ice cream. I miss it. It was good ice cream. It was like gelato. So good. Anyway.
All right, y'all. If you have had an embarrassing fall that's better than falling down in front of vendors.
Whoa!
Or falling... Yeah, or falling up the stairs and spilling your latte and crying over spilt latte. Tweet at us.
I want to hear it.
X at us. Message us.
Do it on Instagram. I'm not so good at the Twitter these days. Tell your friends. The best thing you can do to support us, please share this with your friends because we love it.
Okay, so watch where you put your feet. Make good choices.
And don't shout "whoa" at someone when they fall. Just the first thing out of your mouth should be, "Are you okay?" And then you're allowed to cackle about it. Okay, bye.
Aloha.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.